It's disgusting and disgraceful. I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going to come down on this. There's a lot of stupid people in this country who don't understand the difference between a right and a privilege. You have the right to free speech. It's absolute, right? Oh, unless it's hate speech or you're a conservative on a college campus or, the birthplace of free speech. Berkeley cancels Free Speech Week. But we won't get into that, right? But work is a privilege. Speech is a right. You can do whatever you want, at work, and your employers have the right to fire you if you disrespect their brand or you turn off 75% of your customer base. So a lot of stupid people that are just a lot of liberals and Democrats out of the blue have found free speech and constitutional rights. So it's disgusting. Obviously, the president, didn't need to pick at the scab. He did, and now we're in it. I will never watch another NFL game. I was actually at 3 hockey games yesterday, two of my son Jack's games and my son Matthew. People in the lobbies asked the rink to turn off the football games, and people cheered. So pretty sure when this starts hitting the NFL owners in the wallet, they're going to change their opinion. Shocker, both Texas teams stood, the Cowboys and the Texans. Cracks me up. It's just it's infuriating to me. People who take a knee, in front of the flag like that have never been handed a folded one, or they've never seen one of their buddies come home in a casket covered by one. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And hopefully this week, and the Senate's holding some sort of hearing this week, the NFL needs to lose their, not-for-profit status or some sort of status that they enjoy. All needs to go. I've had it with them. And the Piece of Shit of the Day award goes to this guy, Coach Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you recall yesterday, they decided to stay in the locker room for the national anthem, which, of course, is against NFL regulations, and they should get fined. I'm sure they won't. The one Pittsburgh Steeler player who came out is Villanueva. The guy is a captain in the Army Reserve. Bronze Star winner for valor. Saved some of his buddies' lives. The coach ripped him apart for going out there and standing for the flag. The guy's a veteran and served in Afghanistan. This piece of shit, Mike Tomlin from the Steelers, you're gross, dude. You are an awful human being. The man's a vet, for Christ's sake. You're awful. Light this up on social media if you guys can, because this was just reported today that he did this. Steelers coach rips Afghan vet for standing for the anthem. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. A bunch of overly paid, pretentious children are playing for millions of dollars with a ball, and they think they have the right to disrespect our country. It's gross. And then the jackwads who, the game, who was the Ravens? Who was it? Whoever played in London yesterday. They take a knee on foreign soil for their national anthem, but they stood for God Save the Queen. Are they retarded? Nothing says oppression like singing God or honoring God Save the Queen. Do they not know the history of this country? You want to talk about oppression? Whatever, folks. I can't even... I can't even, whatever. Okay, market rolled over today. Dow's down triple digits right now on what? The North Korean foreign minister came out and held an impromptu conference and said what? Trump declared war. Last week, he, in a show of force, some F-35s, some Japanese self-defense force, F-15s, and B-1 bombers flew right along North Korean airspace, in international airspace, didn't go in there, and this guy said he declared war by doing that, and they're threatening to shoot down U.S. bombers in international airspace. Okay, so looks like Wiz's timeline of something's going to happen in October with North Korea is pretty damn good, which will be pretty damn bad. I told you last week to welcome aboard to all of our new Full Throttle members, by the way. We got our 1 o'clock weekly Options Live trade brief. I'm going to talk to you folks then, but this is ridiculous. Talked about getting along the VIX, getting along some SPY, SPX puts. It's going to be needed. this is going to get worse. Threatening to shoot down our military aircraft in international airspace ain't going to work, dude. Okay, other than that, Ms. Lincoln, how's the play? I love putting on an Apple Bull put spread last week and then getting kicked right in the face with another tech slide here. NASDAQ's down. It's at session lows right now. And the S&P's down. Dow's down triple digits. S&P's off 10. We're starting to get to this here's that rip your face off rally right here. It'll be an interesting support level. We might even look at believe it or not, a bull put spread. I don't want to catch a falling knife here. We're going to talk tomorrow at 10 a.m. in our primary live trade brief about getting long Apple. Don't want to catch a tech falling knife here, but come on, folks. Everybody remembers that tech, the last tech flash crash we had. When was that? No, sorry, 3 months. Right here. There it is. Nope. Right there. Remember, that was a Friday afternoon and a little bit of a follow-through on the Monday, and then we had a massive run since then, and then here we are again. We're starting to get this is at least an Apple. We're starting to get the levels. This is a falling knife right here. We think Apple's going to zero. We know after all these type of big announcements and events that Apple tends to sell on the news. Bad bull put spread out of me. Going to make up for it. Had a great SPX weekly trade last week in a spread, but and then Facebook, good old Mark Zuckerberg, is I think it's down like 3 or 4% right now, falling after Zuckerberg scraps his stock plan. It maybe should have been good. It's weird because that's good news, but it's bad news, but it's good news. Again, we'll talk about this in the primary live trade brief, but a group of investors had sued over the proposal, which would have allowed Zuckerberg to retain voting control of Facebook, but own a smaller share of the company's shares. I think this guy's the village idiot. People are like, oh, he might run for president. The guy's another tech jackwad. He's saying he's going to give or turn over information on maybe $100,000 in Russian Facebook ads that swung the election in Trump's favor. Are you kidding me? So these liberals, these tech liberals, wouldn't unlock. Remember that San Bernardino terrorist? The FBI said, hey, Apple, can you unlock this guy's phone? There might be other terrorist attacks, or we could get some good intel out of this. They said no because of privacy, because they're limousine liberals. So what's Zuckerberg do? Let me turn over all this stuff because, it helps Democrats and Clinton. Disgusting. Can't stand limousine liberals. They're hypocrites. Anthony Weiner, no pun intended, 21 months in prison. Another fine, upstanding Democrat right there. Trump escalates war with the NFL. And another tweet storm this morning. Again, not a battle that he needed to pick, but he was in Alabama last week doing a campaign rally, and he gets fired up, man. Those were off the cuff remarks. If that guy doesn't stand for the national anthem, fire that son of a bitch. Well, I'm pretty sure a vast majority of Americans agree with that sentiment, and I'll never watch another NFL. I've watched the Eagles since the day I was born, man. 40-some years. Never going to watch them again. Didn't watch anything yesterday. Turned off the TVs in the rink, or turned off the NFL. Let's see when owners of NFL teams are rich. They don't like being poor, if they ever were. And once it starts hitting them, and take a look at Starbucks, folks. Remember Starbucks last year? That another jackwad, the liberal CEO of Starbucks. Trump and his immigration, and we're going to hire 10,000 illegal immigrants, and people are like, how about you hire 10,000 homeless veterans first? Blew up in their face. There was a Starbucks boycott, hit them in the earnings, and then they changed. Now they're bending over backwards. I've actually seen a bunch of TV ads of them being pro-veteran now. So, folks, if you agree with this stance, turn it off. Just don't get your Sunday back, man. Your Sunday night, your Monday night, your Thursday night. Spend time with the kids and the family and friends, man. Just don't support people who get paid to disrespect their country. It has nothing to do with the right to speech. You have an absolute right to speech, even if you don't like that speech, but you also have the absolute right to get fired if you do it on your employer's time. That's why people are stupid in this country, is they don't understand the difference between a right and a privilege. Actually, some of those same people actually believe that welfare is a right. It's a privilege, folks. Okay, and it's a privilege for me to keep paying people not to work as well as a taxpayer. So, all right, guys, I got to run. I got it ready for our 1 o'clock weekly options live trade brief. We are out of full throttle annual slots. We have like two or three monthlies remaining. You can head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT-now. That stands for full throttle-now. Or you can do get FT is the same thing. Get full throttle, and you can grab one of our monthly slots, okay? All right, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see you guys, many of you, the new members, at 1 o'clock in our weekly options live trade brief.